What is up, YouTube? It's Jimbo here, and it is a beautiful morning. It's only like not even 70 degrees yet, and we are getting ready to do a 20-mile hike. I got a new guy for you guys to meet, and we are in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we're doing the Lake Wedington Lower Round Top Trail, which is a semi-loop. It's a straight line for about 10 miles. You go around a mountain and then you come back. So there's a little bit of a loop at the end. Sparky's done this before. He's with me. He's in the background, probably talking the new guy's ear off. And so he's our guide on this one since he's done this. He did this on last year right after Christmas, and he said this is a good one. A couple water sources on the way. The highs are going to be in the mid to low 80s, which is right up my alley, because as you guys, if you watched the last video, you know that I about died on the last one because of high heat, high humidity. Got dehydrated, lost a couple days of work, had to go to the doctor, and I'm back, and we're doing our morning breakfast beer tradition with Sparky. This one is the Nitro Cold Brew Coffee from Guinness, and it is really good.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, it's the new guy Nick. I don't know anything about him other than he's up for hanging out with us, and we like guys that like to hang out with us because they're far and few between.
or women, it doesn't matter. We're not that exclusive.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy though.
I'm not that exclusive.
Sparky's got a new pack. We'll talk about it later. Kind of weird not seeing the old red pack. He got a new shirt. His new poles we saw last time. He's a new man. Now if we can just change his attitude, we'd be all right.
I can't change everything.
All right, we just came to our first junction, and both of these guys are checking their phones, so I'm not going to. Looks like it's to the left, right?
See.
Which is over there. Earlier, I forgot to tell you what time it was, but we left at about 7 o'clock, and it is Saturday, is it 18th? Saturday, September 18th.
The weather is nice.
The weather is beautiful right now, and so far, mountain bike trails in the summer for the win. If you're gonna hike in the heat, pick a mountain bike trail because they are very well defined and the weeds are off, like far enough where you don't brush against weeds. It's just very, very awesome.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm originally from Michigan, Marquette.
So far this has been a pretty mellow trail. Very, very slight inclines, which is amazing because like right now you got a huge, not a huge, but a big drop off, and the trail's right there where we were. And I don't remember climbing a hill to get here, so those are the kind of inclines you want. New guy Nick's not using trekking poles. I guess that's the advantage of only carrying 18 pounds. I'm kind of jealous, but he's not got his chair, so when I'm sitting on the chair, I'm gonna be like, yep. We are at another junction. That one says Twin Knobs, that says Western Dawn. Western Dawn is also, I don't know, I think we're on Western Dawn.
It doesn't matter.
They link up?
Yeah, they just parallel.
Let's do high route.
High ground again.
That's what we did last time.
Okay.
We'll do low route on the way back, maybe?
I'm trying to remember if the water source is down on this one though, because the water source is down the bottom or something.
Oh, it doesn't cross both of them?
I don't remember. I think I took the lower route. That's the reason I'm saying that.
Well, maybe we should take low route.
Take the lower route.
You're the lead man.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're taking
I don't know why you're taking instruction from me. I've never been here. Okay, well, at that last junction, Sparky took us the wrong way. That's strike one for Sparky. Just seems like I'm a bad luck charm when it comes to taking the wrong turns. I think it's only about a quarter mile, so we're backtracking. Stopped, I put some hydration multiplier liquid IV in my water. The sun's starting to pop up. I'm starting to sweat, so I want to make sure I stay hydrated on this trip. I've been doing really good every day. I've been drinking 2 to 3 Noom tablets at work to trying to get my body used to being hydrated, so I'm okay. I'll be okay. I'm still a little gun shy because of that. That dehydration thing really kind of scared me in a way, you know, and I don't really scare real easy. So anyhow, we're gonna go back about a quarter mile back to this junction and take the high route, like, you know, Nick and I both wanted to go that way. But anyhow, it is what it is. Okay, we are back at the junction, only this time we are taking twin knobs. There's a joke there, I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, we're at a little road crossing here, a little gravel road crossing. The trail goes right through there, and we're gonna take a little break here. We got a nice little pull off, it's flat. We're gonna bust out our chairs, take our packs off. Got a little over 5 miles. It's 5 till 9, so hitting about 2.5 miles an hour, which is pretty good considering last time we did like 1.4. Anyhow, we're gonna take a quick break, eat some breakfast, and we'll hit it hard in a minute.
They're really not much bigger than you or I.
Yeah.
They're not very big. And they usually are more scared of you.
That's what everybody tells me, and yeah. I believe it. At the same time, since I had like no experience with it, I don't know how.
Chick one time, and she didn't believe me when I told her that those Grande longlegs are one of the most poisonous spiders, but they can't bite you because their mouths are too.
I've heard that too. I'd like to know what kind of caterpillar that is, what kind of butterfly he makes.
Death head moth.
All right, looks like we're coming out to an area of the mountain that has no trees, which is kind of wild. And fellas, I don't stop when it's sunny. I don't stop.
I think we should stop.
Pretty wild. There's like a road right there. I don't know. I'm guessing at some point it's going to cross down and get back in.
Yeah, it goes down over there.
Got a pretty cool electrical line maintenance road. Look like it'd be fun in a 4-wheel drive. Big old gully right there or something, huh?
This is the beginning of our creek.
Oh, there's a creek down there?
It's either here or we're coming up on it.
There's the sun.
Here comes the sun.
Do 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 do.
I like coming to open spaces like this sometimes. Nice little break from the trees.
Yeah, I do too.
The only thing that sucks is usually right when you walk out of them, there's a ton of spider webs like right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, that's why you're leaving.
I just don't like the intense sun.
Yeah.
It's my enemy. I remember the BRT, there were sections where we'd walk out of the tree line, the canopy, and you just get full blast with sun. And I was just like, oh man. So I was with Angela and the kid, so they just knew that when it got hot like that, I would just like truck onto the shade and wait for them in the shade. That's the way I roll. All right, well, we just found our first snake. Little ringneck, not venomous. I see these at home all the time when I mow my yard. Super cute. All right. Sparky says this is probably our last chance for water, so we are topping up our bottles. Sparky's actually topping my bottle off for me. And then we're gonna pack a CNOC bag with us. We got about approximately 3 miles to camp. And yeah, it's gonna be a short day. It's only 10:23 at the moment, so we're looking at like maybe noon, huh? I think that's what you said originally, noon.
Yeah. Like when I left last time, I woke up at like 7 from on top, maybe 6:30. I left by 7:30, and I was back at the car by 12:30.
Wow. You know it's back at the car?
What?
Beer.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Enjoying it. It's getting hot a little bit, but
yeah, it is starting to get warm. Luckily, it's not going to be ridiculous warm today.
Yeah, thank God.
This hiking shirt's holding up really well. Like I'm sweating, but I can't feel it.
So Sparky's busted out the new, he's got an Outdoor Research long sleeve hoodie.
Echo hoodie.
Echo hoodie by Outdoor Research, which I think everybody knows the channel knows that I am a big fan of Outdoor Research. I like everything that I've got from him so far. I've not seen that yet. It goes good with his purple backpack, which he got a ULA circuit. That's new with purple.
Because, you know, I like purple.
Purple and like tealish green, they go good together. I've noticed that you're a trendsetter. Like you look good on the trail. I'm gonna miss your red button-up shirt that you wore, or whatever it was.
I'll bring that back out. Yeah.
Okay. You gonna bring it on a long hike?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I won't.
I feel like the followers of my channel want to see you in that.
Well, no, not for the long hike, and that's mostly because
That's good enough.
that chafing issue.
Oh yeah. Was that the one you wore that day? Thank you, sir.
It's not red, it's blue, but yeah.
I thought you had a red one though that you wore.
I have a light blue long sleeve, and then I have a darker blue.
Okay, I don't know.
They're both Columbia PFGs.
Okay.
I love them, except for the last trip. And
because I remember that one time when we left Foreign Gap, I told you you always wore the really nice shirts.
Yep, and that was that.
The blue one?
That was the long sleeve light blue one.
Okay, I gotcha. That's okay. And I just wanted to point out how awesome I think Justin always dresses. His flannel is on point. I mean, look at this. He looks like this is business as usual for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, dude.
Every time.
You look good in it.
Thank you.
I mean that.
A little bit heavier. This is super light.
Yeah. I mean, it must be light if you're wearing it right now, because it's like I wouldn't want to be in my long sleeve shirt right now.
I thought about it, and I was like, all right, well, let's try
Did you bring another one for later on today when we're sitting around?
Yeah. I have one like yours.
Oh, yeah. So we are at about 7.5 miles in, and we finally found some uphill. Here's another junction. Same, it probably goes all to the same place. It does. You can turn there, you can go straight. So, even though this trail that we're on is called the Lower Round Top Loop, it's mainly the Twin Knobs Loop, or Twin Knobs Trail. And we are approaching our first knob. We came to a place where it's got multiple crossings of trails. And this trail hasn't really been blazed very well or marked well. So we're gonna double check. But as I was saying, we're gonna come up to a knob, and it's like, we're only going 10 miles, so it's gotta be in the next half mile to the mile. And then once we come down that, there's a little saddle between it and the next knob. There's two knobs, twin knobs, and then we'll be at our spot. But like I said, we just now got to a point where we're starting to go uphill, and somewhere beyond this will be our first knob. There's a lot of areas of this, now that we're getting up in the elevation, that are not well marked. Trails cross over each other, and now we're into like almost a bushwhacky feel, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Sparky seems to think that all trails lead to the same place, so we're just taking like the least weedy. Oh, there's a nice little breeze. That's probably where the other one went, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it looks good from here, but man, it looked weedy as hell the other way. All right. It's nice not being in the weeds. That was a very short, weedy section, so you can't really complain. Nick's still back there, so we're good. It is definitely getting warmer now. The sun's starting to get a little higher in the sky, but we're good. We're not very far away from camp, and we'll find some shade and chill for the rest of the day. Okay, we're officially going up the first knob. It's 10 minutes after 11. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna take us very long. It's not a very bad one. It's got a very mountain bikey feel to it now because there's big slabs of rock set up for jumps and stuff. Probably be really fun on the downhill if you're into mountain biking. Okay, now we're getting into some big ass rock formations, and they are really, really cool.
This is Upper Round Top.
Upper Round Top. Got a slight breeze coming through that feels wonderful. But I'm really in love with these rock formations. Just big chunks of rock that have fallen over the years, and very, very cool. I think when we get to the top, we're gonna take a break because we really are running out of mileage, and there's no sense in burning out before we get there. Does this go all the way to the top, or does it just skirt it?
It just skirts it.
Okay.
I think we're about there.
So you know where there's a good spot to take a break then?
Kind of think it back there.
Well, why didn't you stop then, you knucklehead?
I don't remember everything. There might be some good spot over here too. I'm just looking at getting out of the sun.
This is why we don't let Sparky lead. He tells us there's good water, but it's back there. He tells us there's a good spot to take a break, but it's back there. This guy.
Hey, you've got good water, and you're gonna get a good spot. Right up.
Okay, we are now working our way up the second knob. It's 12:22, and I cannot wait to get there because I am hungry. It's time for lunch. All right, so we just found the split because, like I said at the beginning, there's a loop at the end that basically goes around the second knob, and we took a left, so we're basically going clockwise around it, and at some point it should pay off on there should be a trail that goes straight up to the top, I think is what they said.
Even kids with bikes. I've seen them on it. I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah. They bitch too much.
Man, this is great. This is worth the hike right here.
You alright?
All right, people. We are at camp, and I'm eating Trailtopia pesto chicken pasta, and man, it's good. It's not quite ready yet, but I just had to try it out. And man, look at all the big chicken chunks and all that goodness in there. I cannot wait. I am starving. It's gonna happen soon. We're here with new guy Nick. He's gonna show me his outfit here. So what you got, bro?
It's the Camus Mantis all-in-one. The hammock, it's got a ridgeline on the inside already put in. Some daisy straps, and then it comes with the tarp too.
Made by Kamek.
I think it weighs like 2 pounds, 1 ounce or something like that.
So are these like, oh, I thought these were like Atlas straps, but they're not. I thought they had different loops, or do they? No, they don't. It just goes to the, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, so these are basically really thin, lighter weight Atlas straps. Those are really cool. I've never seen them that small.
Yeah.
And I really like the way he's got a pocket on his rainfly where he can put his phone and his drink, as you can see. That stretches out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a perfect shelf.
And right now he's got his tarp set half mode, that way, because the sun is coming from that direction. So he's blocking it with this. And I'm gonna guess that's like sil nylon or something.
Probably.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, it's a cool setup.
Integrated bug net. And
How long have you had it?
this will be the 3rd time I've slept in it.
Oh, cool. So it's relatively new.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable?
Oh yeah. No,
But-
I won't sleep in anything else again. I love
Nice.
this thing.
All right, tell me about your backpack.
This is the Waymark. Don't quote me. I think it's the Mile X-Pack material, and then I've got just a Dyneema
Oh, I got one of those.
uh,
Stuff sack or
Little liner, pack liner.
liner, yeah.
and then for my food bag, I just use this Sea to Summit dry bag.
That's Cedar Summit? It looked like it has an Osprey.
Oh yeah, it is Osprey.
That's Osprey, brother.
It is Osprey.
Oh, you got the toques?
Toques.
Hell yeah.
VRS stove.
Nice.
I usually carry this little Cedar Summit bowl, and then
Yeah, that's like the 550 it looks like.
yeah.
Same as
I like
Justin, I believe.
I like it a lot.
So Nick comes in with the lowest base weight. When we left the car, he was at 18.5 pounds, which is freaking remarkable.
Yeah, I'll be even lower.
And that's
tomorrow.
with what, a liter,
2 liters of
2
water.
liters of water. Carrying
Oh,
2 liters of water, he's 18.5 pounds. That's
Yeah.
absolutely remarkable. Cool. All right, this is Sparky's setup. What you got there?
Got a tarp. There's a hammock.
Dude, you're being silly.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the Dutchware winter tarp, DCF with doors. Currently, I'm trying to play new things, so I've got porch half mode and whatever it's called, the pull mod in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so this is my first time ever using it. We'll see. So far,
I think you're gonna love the Dyneema, dude.
I'm liking it. I've got it in of course, the sleeve as well.
Yes.
I didn't buy the actual continuous ridge line because I just didn't, but I made one.
Well, I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's 35 feet of Zing-It, and I had the Wasp and the Dutch hook, so I just made one. I'm using Tatos. It's actually on the hold this guy down.
Yeah, Tatos are good. Although you don't have that one hooked correctly.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Like, what about? Well, let's talk about your underquilt.
So this is another from Dutchware, but this is Jacks Are Better Mount Washington 3.
Okay, so
20
that's
degree
down.
Down. And we used it before. I don't know if I really need it right now because it is a 20 degree, but I'm putting it up.
I put mine on all the time just because I hate getting my booty cold.
Oh, I don't blame you. And on the inside, I will be having, this is an actual Amazon top quilt, 20 degree.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Does it have a name?
It's by Featherstone.
Featherstone. Okay, I haven't heard of them.
I've used it a couple times, and
Right here.
yep, it's actually not bad. It's got
Featherstone
really good
Outdoor
reviews. My tent actually comes from these guys, and so it did really well. With that, trying to figure out where.
So this is the chameleon, right?
This is the chameleon. This is the one that Derek gave me.
Yes.
How do you open this?
Our buddy Derek. So does that turn into a shelf right there?
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, because I also use a chameleon, but I don't ever stake out, so I don't know if that's a shelf. If it is, that might be a game changer.
This is my second time actually really sleeping in this, so
Yeah.
I really don't know.
The first time in the daylight that you set it
The
up.
first time in the daylight setting it up.
Yeah, we're actually getting to camp soon enough where we can see what we're doing.
I actually got a Dutch, wait, not Dutchware, but a hammock gear organizer.
Uh-huh. I've got one of those on the outside, and I got a different kind on the inside. I'm going to show in a minute.
And I got a little part to throw all the stuff towards the top, whatever that's called, the gear
Like,
loft.
yeah,
basically.
peak loft or something.
Outside of that. that's
Okay, bring your
pretty much
backpack over here. All right, so he also got himself a new backpack. And he seems to be very proud of it.
This is the ULA Circuit 2.0. It's like a little over 2 pounds, something like that, middle 2 pounds. 220 bucks.
It came with side pockets.
Came with side pockets. I actually added that part for my camera and stuff. This is for my old,
Water bottle holder.
yeah, it's in a water bottle holder.
So does it have add-ons that you can add onto it if you wanted to? Or?
Yes, there's a few things. The only one I actually got was this guy. I don't remember what everything else you can add on.
Yeah.
But you can add other things to it.
So I mean, I know you've only used it one time, but how comfortable was it today?
I need to zero it in. It's not bad. I actually like it, but I think I need to work on how the weight is distributed. Put it more on the hips because I'm starting to feel it on my shoulders.
Yeah, I have
Even
that
though
problem.
I don't have any, like, actually it's they're J straps, so I don't know how it's feeling. I mean, I need to work on it.
Any
But
idea?
overall, not bad. It's nice and comfortable. I'm gone from that air suspension from the Osprey that actually has this is wide open.
Yeah.
And so this, I'm not used to having closed foam or whatever, this close to my back.
So you're probably gonna sweat a little more.
So I thought, thus,
Yeah. New. He's got his
Echo
new
hoodie.
shirt. Echo. We talked about that earlier.
and mind you, the first time out, and I love it.
You got a little bit of boob sweat going.
little bit. But what I'm getting at is though, from considering everybody else's sweat and stuff like that, this thing dries super fast.
Yeah.
You know,
so
even with the long sleeve and all that jazz.
any idea what your base or what your carry weight was this morning?
My base weight on this guy was, okay, my carry weight after everything is
carry weight's
27.
all I really care. 27.
27.
Okay.
And that's with.
So you were at the top end of the scale on this trip.
Yeah.
Because I rang in at
didn't care, I
25.6. Yeah. Yeah, this is a shakedown. This is us making sure we know what we want to take and how we want to pack it. And it sounds like you need to like tweak on how you pack.
And I think I need to work because from what I was gathering with the ULA, you have to strap it in perfectly, you know, every time. And especially for using this is probably heavier than I'll actually use on the through hike.
Boy, not me.
I'm gonna.
Food is what's going to kill me on, especially that 4-day run without cash. We got 1 day where we're going to be carrying 4 days, and that's going to be a killer.
Well, I spreadsheet all my stuff.
Yeah.
That day, I think it's only 8 pounds for me for food.
I haven't done any of
I
that.
have really heavy candy right now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm loving this. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show my stuff now. Okay, let's go to my stuff now. This is, I think most of you guys have seen this, but this is, I use a hammock gear Dyneema tarp with doors. It's shorter than his. His is, he got the long one. It's longer from the peak down than mine is. And right now I've got it in like a porch mode. I'm using, there's a slight chance for rain, so I put my protector on there, but I might not use it. I might just flip it to the side when I sleep because I really don't want to be too hot. I've got an Arrowhead. It's made by Potomac. It's a Potomac underquilt made by Arrowhead Equipment. It's 40 degree, and then that's my Chameleon. I've got my, inside there, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my hammock gear down quilt, top quilt, and I've got my hammock gear little pillow that my daughter and her boyfriend bought me, which I freaking love, man. If you have a hammock and you like pillows, that down pillow is awesome. It's got a little bungee cord that hooks to the peak, or at the very peak, and it's adjustable, so, because every time you get in a hammock, your head's gonna be just in a little bit slightly different place. So it's on a toggle that moves up and down. I'll have to showcase that at some point, but not now. So anyhow, my underquilt is synthetic. I use synthetic underquilts because I don't want my down to get wet, and if this gets wet, it still insulates. It's just not as effective, whereas down is pretty much useless and it takes forever to dry, and I just blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I've got my doors pinned back. Helinox, same as Justin, we both got Helinoxes. And other than that, man, you've seen all this, so there's not a whole lot of reason. I use beetle buckles suspension. I love them. They're super easy to deploy, to adjust. I use Tatos just like Justin does. And this is us, man. So this is our camp. We're at the top of the bald, on top of the, what do they call a knob? We're on top of the lower round top knob. And that hill right over there is the knob we were on earlier today. We walked down and around and up to the top. So that's it for today. We're gonna sit down. I think we're all got a little bit of whiskey to drink, and we're going to chill out. The sun keeps breaking, and when it does, it's like an incinerator out here. But when the clouds show up, it gets kind of cool, and somehow there's a breeze when the clouds hit. So we are really hoping for some breezy, cloudy afternoon, because right now it's only 2:30. So there we are. All right, Sparky, yeah, we're rolling. So I just wanted to get your input on how you feel the day has progressed and how much the fun meter, the wow factor.
So, pretty good day. We started around like 7, finished around 12:30 with some decent breaks in there. So we've just been chilling up here. It's been a pretty good trip so far. Easy for the most part. The only problem is obviously you can tell by the hat that, you know, we have a sun issue. There's a lot of it, and there's not enough clouds, so it's either a sun issue and or just a retraction of freaking clouds. But anywho,
in between when you do have a cloud that goes by, though, I feel like it's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, agreed. When it comes back.
Well, but we're fully, in my mind, dependent upon the cloud at this point.
I just would like the sun to go behind the cloud and go further down.
Okay, so Nick, seriously, man, what do you think about this trip so far? Pros and cons and general thoughts, shit that people might need to know next time.
It's pretty great. The trail wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy for 10 miles in, and then we got 10 miles back out tomorrow. I mean, the worst part was that it was still hot. I know I'm definitely ready for the weather to cool off, but it was still pretty warm. Other than that, I mean, it's been pretty great. It's an easy trip, easy trail, not really overgrown too bad. The campsite's a little overgrown, but
Water's a bit of an issue.
yeah, water was a little scarce. We had to bring a bunch of water up with us. So
Mm-hmm.
now some of us are worried about water, but
By some of this, it's like 3 out of 3.
yeah.
We're in conservation mode. All right, man, cool. So you would recommend this trail?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Especially if it's cooler.
Yeah. What about you, Sparky? Would you recommend this trail?
Yeah.
You think it's okay to bring kids up here?
You know, I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. Okay, it's about 18 after 6, and we're just waiting for the sun to go down. This is a really short hike. We could have done it one day, and making it into an overnighter gave us this just brutal sun down. And I feel like there's enough clouds. Well, now I take it, there's not a whole lot of clouds, but there's been this day a lot of clouds, and I think if they all shift into alignment, when the sun does go down, we might have a real pretty sunset, because we do have a big ass view going to the west, which would be Oklahoma, and we'll see what happens. But right now I just moved out of the circle of coolness because I'm following the shade. It's just too damn hot. With the direct sunlight, when you're in the shade, it's awesome, but the sun keeps moving, so do I. And as you can see, the weeds are pretty thick. This place has not been maintained, and if it was, this would be a lot different experience. All right, so it's time to, as you can see, the sun's going down. That means only one thing, it's time to eat. So today we got Peak 2 refuel, venison country casserole. This is the Chad Mendes stuff that I ate I ate the other one that had like bison meat on the last trail when I was with Sparky, Lake Ouachita Levitt Trail. So this is a different version of the same thing, and we're gonna see how good it is. All right, so the water is getting close to boiling. I just wanted to show you what that looks like. I see a couple of carrots sneaking around and some kind of big, thick stuff. A rice, another carrot. So anyhow, it looks chunky. Wish I had some water because I'm hungry. All right, guys, it is 8 a.m. and we're packed up and we're leaving. It's overcast. Although a little bit of a weedy walk back to the trail. It's a pretty neat spot. I'd like to catch it in the winter time with all this, when all these weeds are dead. Last night I opened up both sides of my bug net and kind of flipped it open and had air coming across there. I've never slept like that with it, just with the air and not have it behind the bug net. And I slept really good until 4 a.m. and it got really chilly. It's really, I want to show you this view. That's facing Oklahoma. Clouds are really coming in now. Had a little bit of a sunrise, not much because of the clouds. This loop, as you remember, we came in and then we turned to the right to get to the top of where that clearing was. We're just finishing up the loop and it'll meet back down there at the junction, and we'll be back on the trail we were at. I think we're gonna get a coffee at the water source because we're all pretty low on water. We're all running pretty light because we ate a lot of food and drank almost all of our water. It's a really nice, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's beautiful out here. You guys sleep good? Absolutely. Yeah, we all slept really good. That heat pretty much sucked the life force out of us, so we all were ready to go to bed. Pretty much, probably an hour after the sun went down. I was gonna say dark, but it was never dark because we had a full moon, so it was like, we could have hiked last night the way, as much moonlight as there was. Always remember, when you leave your campsite in the morning, to look around and make sure you didn't forget anything. Word. All right, so yesterday we hiked, and where we camped was at mile 10.75, 10 3/4 miles. We're at about 13 now. We're already obviously back on the trail that we were on yesterday, going back. We finished a little loop. Now we're all down to about 2 to 250 milliliters of water. So we're all really, really low. That water source was about 3 miles, maybe 3 1/4. Because it was at like 6, I think it was 6.75, but anyhow, it was really close to 3 miles. And so we're really just wanting to get there. We're gonna take a really long break there at the creek, fill up whatever water we need left to finish the trail. Just take a really good mid-morning break, maybe make some coffee. I don't know, I might just drink another noon. I had a full 700 of water and then half another one, and a minute ago I put a noon tablet in there and let it dissolve, and I slammed it. Those noons are really, really good tasting, especially when you're getting tired of water. They got a good flavor, they're not overly sweet. Definitely, if you haven't tried noon, it's N-U-U-N. You should try it. It's good for dehydration, but it also just tastes good. So I just want to give you an update. It's just barely after 9 o'clock. We've done about 2 miles. So we got about another mile and we'll hit the water, and then we'll have a break, and I'll pull you guys out and see what's up. Till then. All right, so we're filling up with water and taking a break. It's about 12 minutes till 10. I think we're gonna hang out till about 10 and then we'll head out. We don't have that far. We got about 6 miles, I want to say, maybe 6.5 miles to the car. And then probably a victory burger after this, and we can't wait. These guys are still bonding. Telling stories.
I haven't been on the OHT or
Coming into the power line section. This section is kind of brutal because it's a power line, so there's no trees. And as you can see, the sun just constant. You know, there's no break unless there's a cloud. You get no reprieve. So yeah, so from here until that tree line over there, I am not going to slow down. Get through this. Depending on how I feel, I might have to take a couple minutes to stand in the shade and cool off. The sun really affects me differently than it does a lot of people. A little bit of a bushwhack here. It's probably the last little piece of shade I got right there from that big berm, because the incline is high enough that it casts a shadow. And it is just full blast sun. I would actually be doing a little bit quicker, but I'm only using one trekking pole because you guys, I'm loaning my other one to you basically. Since I'm videoing this, I've only got one hand free. But it's okay because I like taking you along. So don't hold it against me. Don't feel bad about it. Almost there. I'm starting to huff and puff now. All right. Okay, we're getting to some filtered shade, filtered sunlight shade, and pretty much shade. I'm gonna slow down and wait for those guys. I'll go up a little higher. Oh, speeding up like that really nukes my energy. There's one. There's two. It's 10 after 10. I know I said this a couple weeks ago, but this is in all likelihood my last hike until the long hike. We've got several weeks until we start, but I just don't know if I need to really do any more. I kind of want to maybe have a couple weekends at home, 2 or 3 weekends at home to recoup and maybe have some family time. But at the end of the day, I did have an Eagle Rock loop scheduled in a few weeks. I might do that, but I don't know. I kind of want to save Eagle Rock loop for when it's cooler outside. The temperature has been going down. Yesterday, I think it got to 90, which is a lot hotter than they said it was going to be. About 10 degrees hotter. Actually, if I would have known it was going to be 90, I probably wouldn't have done it. But, you know, I did it. I survived. It was sweaty, but it wasn't horrible. And I drank, I want to say, noon in my... I think I drank at least 3 noons and 1 liquid IV throughout the day, and I really feel good today. I don't feel dehydrated at all. I feel hydrated. I've been drinking a lot of noon at work, trying to get my body hydrated and prepped and right. I'm going to continue doing that. And I can't say enough good things about noon right now. I like the fact that it's not super sweet because I don't like sweet drinks. You know, I drink my tea unsweet. I don't drink hardly any pop. Maybe 1 or 2 a month. On a rare occasion more, but for the most part, I'm not really a pop drinker. I drink flavored water, but it's not sweet. So anyhow, the story is, I prefer noon to the liquid IV or Propel, but every once in a while, that sweeter flavor kind of, I do get a craving, so I'm going to be taking both on the trail, but I'm going to be taking a lot more noon because I anticipate drinking at least 3 a day. It's good for you. It's going to help keep my body where it needs to be. And hydration is super important to me at this point, knowing what I know about how fast you can degrade from it. Your body degrades from dehydration really quick. Okay, well, it's 10:30. We're doing good. I haven't looked at my mileage, but we still got a handful of miles left. This has been a good trail. A little bit of litter, not bad. I've picked up a Capri Sun package. Sparky's got a Gatorade that I think Nick started out with, and somehow it ended up with Sparky's carrying it now. I've seen several beer cans. I haven't picked any up. I'm not going to pick up every piece of trash, but if it's right in front of me on the trail, I'll pick it up. I try not to pick up cans unless they're just blatant. But plastic, I do like to pick up. Cans are just like a little kind of dangerous, though. They can cut your stuff, your gear, and unless I have my 1 gallon trash bag handy, I'm not going to pick a can up. Anyhow, that fire pit up there had a bunch of Kind bar wrappers in it. I didn't clean it up. Probably should have, but man, you know, you people are, if you're coming out here hiking, you should be adults and you should be able to pick up your own trash. Don't make my gang pick up all your trash, or the next people that are cool pick up your trash. Just pick up your own trash. It doesn't weigh anything. Put a Ziploc bag in your gear and all your trash will fit in a Ziploc. Yeah. Take a 1 gallon bag, and if you're packing like a regular backpacker or hiker, all your trash will fit in a 1 gallon bag, especially on an overnighter. So do it. 1 gallon trash bag is your friend, people. Let it work for you. All you gotta do is fill it and then close it and then shove it in your backpack somehow. That's all you gotta do. Please, I'm asking you, please, pick up your own trash. Rant over. Okay, we're back to that road. If you guys remember yesterday, which was just a few minutes ago for you, but it was yesterday for me. This is where we stopped and took a little bit of a lunch break. We've all decided that we're gonna take another break here. It's a good time to take a break. It's kind of weedless clearing, and it's time to chill. Get another Noom in me, and hit it hard, get to the car. It is 11:30, and we're getting down to about 4 miles left or so on this trail, and I just thought I'd drop a news bomb on you guys. If you've known me from Facebook, you'll know that my personal page, I don't have friends other than my daughters and my sister. I don't keep friends. I let people follow me. I have a very open and transparent page, but I don't do a whole lot on Facebook personally, although I am in a couple of backpacking and kayaking groups, because that's a good way for me to stay relevant, to keep up on relevant trails, and I get a lot of gear ideas. And pretty much the Facebook group that I am in the most is the Backpacking Arkansas, BPA, and it's a good one. I've learned a lot from it. I'm in some other ones, you know, the OT, the OHT groups, but really the BPA group is the good one as far as general knowledge and you know, to get information about what's going on in my state, because I live in Arkansas. Anyhow, all that being said, my personal Facebook is kind of a dead end. If you follow me there, you're not getting much information on my trails. I do drop the links to every new video I do. I do some photography, wildlife photography. On occasion, I drop pictures, the good ones, you know, after I cropped and edit them and make them pretty. I drop those, but for the most part, if you're following me on Facebook, you're not getting a whole lot out of what's going on the trail, except for the new video. So I've decided to start a page. I have 176 subscribers on YouTube, and I thought it was time to give the people that follow me on YouTube are following me, you know, 98% of them are following me because of the trails I do. You know, whether it's to research because they want to do a trail, or maybe they just enjoy my witty banter, or maybe my rugged good looks. Hell, I don't know. But for you guys that are watching this and you want to know more about the behind the scenes to every trail I do, and you know, if you want to, anyhow, that's the reason I started the Facebook page. And the Facebook page is called Mad Adventures with the 138. Mad Adventures with the 138. If you go there, you'll see I'm posting pictures from behind the scenes of every video. It's just brand new. This trip is when I started this page literally at the trailhead to this trip, the Wedington trip. It's brand new. It's got 6 followers. I'm not gonna like heavily promote it. I want people to find out just through word of mouth about this thing. I try not to spam my videos, and I try not to spam myself. It's super easy to do. And I'm finding most groups don't really like the spamming self-promotion stuff. So yeah, anyhow, this is my time. It's brand new. Jump in. You can jump in on the ground floor, and my plans are to talk gear, to talk trails, to talk ideologies. It's everything except for political and religious. We're keeping that crap. That's stuff for you to keep to yourself, or to go to a group that wants it. My page is not going to have any of that. I don't want it. It's all about trails, trail gear, ideas on how to improve those subjects, and it's also going to be about kayaking in the summer, which unfortunately for now I probably won't get. I might get one more in, but probably I won't get much more kayaking in this year. So next spring it'll start. I'll be talking about kayaking more. I'm still super green at that. This was my first season in the kayaking, and so yeah, if you guys are interested in more into what goes on to do what I'm doing out here, if you want to know more about the people I'm doing it with, Mad Adventures with the 138, check it out. Most of you know that Justin and I, Sparky back there, his real name's Justin, Sparky and I are getting ready to embark on a 254-mile through hike of the OHT. That includes the original 164 and the brand new. Just a few months ago, the association opened up another 90 miles of that section going from Willem to Matney Knob, and we're going to be doing that section also. So we will be doing the whole OHT as it is right now. That second section is probably going to be a pretty popular subject. I haven't decided on how I'm going to do it yet, because it's going to take a lot of GoPro batteries. So this is one of the things on this trip and the last trip, I was trying to see how far a battery can go. And I did the whole Lovett Trail with one battery. I didn't change batteries at all. So that's pretty cool, because that was a 40.5-mile trip. Now on this trip, I had to change batteries this morning. I was down to about 20% on my other battery, and I just went ahead and swapped out because I knew I had one day. So it's probably going to be filmed a little differently on my through hike. There's probably going to be less footage. I'm also going to have to break it up into sections, because 254 miles, man, that's going to be a lot of footage, and no one's going to want to sit through a 3-hour straight through marathon of that. So I'm going to break it up into sections. The first First volume will be on how I cached it. So before I put out the whole video, the first video is going to be how I did my cache, probably what I put in my caches, how I did the caches, and how I cached at the actual trailhead. And then I'll probably couple that with how we shuttled also. And then from there, I'll have to break it down into, I don't know, 45-minute sections on the actual video itself. So I'll probably have 45-minute sections, and I won't break it up into actual OHT sections. It'll be just like parts, the video parts, like part 1, part 2, and I'll just break it up into 45 minutes to an hour sections. That way no one has to suffer through that long. I know you guys as viewers are only good for, most of you, for 20 minutes at a time. So they'll probably be like 40-minute sections, 45-minute sections. Just hopefully you guys will stay entertained enough to watch them all. Anyhow, that's thoughts. It all comes back to Mad Adventures with the 138, my page on Facebook. I'm definitely excited about that because I have so much footage that you guys never see because I film more than I need, and then I trim the fat. So yeah, you guys check that out. I'm always up for a intelligent discussion on gear, or if you think I'm doing something and I can do it a little bit better, I'm up for it, dude. Let's talk, because I've got so much stuff going on right now, and hiking season hasn't even actually started yet. It's just now breaking over to where it's tolerable, but it's on, guys, people. It is on. It's getting ready to go full swing. And that page, if you're super interested in my thru hike, my page will have the latest breaking news. It'll have almost real-time content, whereas my videos, of course, it's gonna take me 2 weeks to do that thru hike, so you won't get a video until it's gonna be a couple weeks after I'm even done, before I even push out my first video, which will only be about caching at that point. So if you want to know what's going on in real time, Mad Adventures with the 138 page is going to be where you want to go. You can kind of keep track of where I'm at. I'm going to keep it buffered, so at no one point where you actually know where I'm at, but you'll know similar. You'll have an idea of where I'm at. Anyhow, shameless self-promotion over. Okay. All right, YouTube. We are at 4/10 of a mile from the end of this bad boy, and it is near celebration time. I want to take this time to thank everybody that joined me in this quest from home. Thank you for vicariously hanging out with us, man. You guys are the reasons why I'm doing this. Not necessarily the trip, but why I'm recording it, because I know you guys get into it, man. Or for those of you that just wanted to see what the trail is like, now you know. And just think, the further we go into the fall season and into winter, this trail will only get better and better and better. So definitely a kick-ass trail to hit. Super mild. It's got a little bit of elevation, just enough for you to say, yeah, elevation. Anyhow, you know, gonna hammer out the last couple tents. I just wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate you. Justin and Nick both appreciate you. I want to thank both of them for joining me. Mad props to new guy Nick for hanging in there with us. Super cool, Nick. You are welcome on a trail with us at any time that you want to. You handled your own, and we like people like you, so it's all good. For the rest of you, make sure you check out my page, Mad Adventures with the 138. Get some behind the scenes, especially getting ready to do the OHT long hike. You're gonna want to see what's going on, especially those of you that are tinkering with the idea of doing a long hike. This is Sparky and I's first one through hike, and we're gonna show what it's like to be a first-time through hiker. Good and bad, doesn't matter. I will show it. I think you guys have seen my transparency in the past. I'm dedicated to being transparent. If it sucks, I'm gonna tell you it sucks. At the same time, I'm gonna embrace the suck and try to get it done. I think you guys saw that on the last video. Anyhow, for me and the rest of the 138, thanks, and we'll catch you next time.
You guys know what you should do for a cool outro?
What's that?
You guys should drink a beer.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Dude. Good idea.
You can stay.